All right, here's a trivia question. Who is the current Attorney General of the United States? Any idea? You know, Donna Brazile resigned. Jeff Sessions has not yet been confirmed. So there's a gap there. Who is the Attorney General? Well, it turns out it's a person by the name of Sally Yates. She's technically the acting Attorney General. So she's doing what the Attorney General would normally do. She's filling the job temporarily. And according to CNN, the acting Attorney General, Sally Yates, said she has instructed the Justice Department not to defend Donald Trump's executive order to ban people coming into this country from Islamic, quote, hotspots, unquote. You didn't see me, but I did this when I said hotspots. Okay, let's play this video from CNN, and we'll listen to like a minute of this report.
General is Sally Yates. She's the acting Attorney General. She was appointed by Barack Obama, and she has just instructed Justice Department lawyers not to defend the executive order that was issued by President Trump last Friday dealing with immigration and refugees. She has just told her lawyers, essentially, that this is a law, an executive order that she doesn't believe is legally defensible by the Justice Department.
Okay, I don't actually believe that. Maybe it's true, but personally, I seriously doubt it. I think what they're doing is they're just playing politics. They're signaling. Democrats love immigrants from most countries, but not all countries. The criteria for gaining entry into the United States when the Democrats are in control, the criteria is not, are you a refugee, but are you likely to vote for Democrats? That's why the refugees from Cuba are banned from coming into the United States, because they vote for Republicans overwhelmingly. So, Democrats don't want them. So one of the last things Barack Obama did as president of the United States is he banned refugees from coming into the country, but only those from Cuba. Everybody else sure come in. Why? Because once they get on the voter rolls, they're going to vote for Democrats. Some of them aren't on the voter rolls and vote for Democrats. So that is the story. Let's go over to this page here, and it says that, speaking of executive orders, Trump is reportedly drafting an executive order allowing for anti-LGBTQ discrimination. And in case you're wondering what LGBTQ stands for, I always like to point out that's actually a submarine sandwich. That stands for lettuce, guacamole, bacon, tomato, and quiche. It's got bacon in it, so if you're a Muslim, you can't eat it. That, my friends, is why Muslims throw homosexuals off the top of buildings, is because they eat bacon in their submarine sandwiches. Or something like that. It's got something to do with that. I'm not sure exactly what it is. This is a website called Fader.com, or thefader.com, Thefader.com. And it appears to be a homosexual advocacy site, but I'm not sure about that. I don't really know what it is. I just found this story. I found a couple stories, but this seemed to be the one that best articulated the point at hand. And it said, multiple sources say the order will allow for discrimination in employment, social services, businesses, adoption, and more on the grounds of religious freedom. The White House looks to be playing down the reports. Okay, this is one of those abstracts that the left either will not grab or can't grasp, rather, or either cannot grasp or will not grasp. I'm not sure which. It's hard for me to believe they're really this stupid, so I think they're just pretending to be stupid because it fits their stupid ideology. If you're going to have a stupid ideology, to be consistent, you have to act stupid, otherwise it doesn't make sense. So I think they're just acting stupid, some of them. Some of them actually are stupid. But the point is this: when you discriminate in favor of a privileged class of people, such as homosexuals, or people of color, or women, or white men. Well, no, you never discriminate in favor of white men. That's sinful. You go to hell for doing that, but anytime you set up a protected class of people, such as homosexuals, you automatically, necessarily discriminate against everyone who is not a part of that particular class. That is why we should not discriminate in favor of particular groups of people. That, my friend, people have a hard time getting a handle on this, but that's why so-called civil rights legislation was so wrong, because it didn't discriminate in favor. Well, it did discriminate in favor of some people, but in so doing, it necessarily discriminated against broad swaths of people. But they're all upset because Barack Obama placed an order vicariously through the Supreme Court, in my humble opinion, or the court system, I should say. Some places like Oregon, it was a matter of state law, but it's fairly much across the board. Depends on the issue you're talking about, gay marriage or whatever. But effectively, there is laws in place that selectively protect homosexuals. They are a protected class simply because of their lifestyle. If it wasn't for their lifestyle, they would not be protected. Well, in so doing, you necessarily discriminate against everybody who is not a part of that lifestyle, such as Christians. Christians lose their religious freedom. Case in point, somebody goes into a bakery, says, "I'd like a cake, please." And the baker says, "What are you going to use that cake for?" And the person says, "My son, whose name is Adolf Hitler, is having a birthday, and I wanted to say happy birthday, Adolf Hitler." So the baker says, "I don't agree with National Socialism, so I'm not going to bake your cake based on religious grounds." Or here's another scenario. The person comes into the bakery and says, "I'm a lesbian, I'm getting married, I know you're a Christian, but I want you to bake me a wedding cake because I know you won't do it, and I want to sue you so we can set legal precedents." I don't think they actually said that, but that was the point. So the baker says, "Nah, we're not going to do it." And so the state government then prosecutes the baker because the baker is discriminating against a protected class of people, and in so doing, the state discriminates against Christian baker. Do you follow that? Okay. So anywho, hopefully Donald Trump will do what they're afraid that he's going to do, and he will make it. He will note these submarine sandwiches will no longer be a protected class of people. Speaking of which, let's go over to this story about Starbucks. Starbucks plans to hire 10,000 homophobes. That spurs call for boycott. Oh, it doesn't say homophobe, it says refugees. Well, the refugees are almost 100% inclusively or exclusively Muslims. What do Muslims do? Muslims throw gay people off tall buildings because they eat bacon in their submarine sandwiches. And Starbucks is going to hire 10,000 of these people. Now, I want you to imagine that you are a gay person. Yeah, well, look at these people. They're happy, but I don't think that's what they meant by gay. I don't think that's in the United States, by the way. But anyhow, so they're going to discriminate they're going to discriminate in favor of refugees, nearly all of whom are using their term homophobes, and in so doing discriminate against gay people. All right, so by discriminating in favor of refugees, how am I going to say this? By discriminating in favor of refugees, treating them as a special class, Starbucks is necessarily discriminating against everyone who is not a refugee. And because refugees tend to be anti-homosexuals, hate them, toss them off buildings, this particularly discriminates against homosexuals who love Starbucks because Starbucks pretends to be pro, quote, gay rights, unquote. I don't know if all that makes sense to you or not. It makes perfect sense to me, but to liberals, they don't get it. It just doesn't make sense. They say, "What's this guy talking about? He calling us bacon sandwiches? What?" They don't understand. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to share it on social media. And in the lower right-hand corner is that little round button that says subscribe. Click on it. Leave your comments. Excuse me. Leave your comments. We'd like to know what you have to say about this.
How to subscribe. Click subscribe. Click the bell. Check the box. Save.